this computer. Hopefully I have enough room on my computer. All right, is everybody ready? Oh, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So yeah, we're all ready.
Look at that. Nice little party over in Trabadillo. Good morning, everyone, or good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Hey, everyone. Hey.
Good morning. This is Phyllis. I'm driving, so I'm not going to be participating much, but I'm excited about the announcement.
Okay. We're excited too. Thanks for being here, Phyllis. I'm going to mute you just in case. Okay. We're trying to get everybody muted so it's not a lot of background noise. Whoops. There we go. Never mind on that. Got a couple more trickling in. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. My name is Kelly Gilfillan. I'm one of the co-founders and partners of Camino for Good. I am a pilgrim. I hiked in 2018 and then just did my second Camino in 22. All of our co-founders have all hiked Caminos, and it's an extremely important part of our lives. And we want to do everything we can to continue helping the Camino. Today, as most of you know, because you're here, you saw the announcement that Casa Suzy is now open. They're in Trabadillo, Spain. And I don't know if they're in your top left corner, but they are in mine. You guys wave so everybody can see. There's Susie and Furman and Lindsay, one of our partners, Lindsay Teixeira, and our friend Miguel is also there. And so just a couple of housekeeping things. Everybody try to stay muted. But if you have a question, where's Susan? Susan Depew, will you raise your hand and wave? That's another partner of ours, and she is going to watch for questions in the chat. And if you don't know where that is, it's in the bottom. If you hover your mouse at the bottom, you can see the chat window, and you can put your questions there, and she will feed them to us. Another housekeeping thing, literally, is Casa Suzy's open, which means pilgrims might walk in. So if you see Susie and Furman step away, they'll try to get back, but they do have to take care of the pilgrims. We all know how important that is. And we're going to do some celebrating with Casa Suzy first, and then we'll make our big announcement about Camino for Good's new giving or for good mission, and how we're going to go forward now that the albergues are thriving. So Lindsay, I'm going to turn it over to you unless you think I forgot something. So take it away from Spain, please.
No, that's it. Hi, everybody. I had the 6-hour bus trip this morning after not having an international license to get here, but I made it. So it's all good. I'm very happy. Fermin picked me up in Ponferrada. So I had words all prepared for what I was going to say about the opening and how great it's been and all that sort of stuff. But when I got here, they showed me, sorry, I'm getting all teary. They showed me around, and it's just the most amazing thing. And for all of us to have contributed to it is just, sorry, I don't do this. And special thanks to Peter. Where's Peter? I can't.
He's here somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's waving.
Yeah, special thanks to Peter for he really, without his work in raising through the GoFundMe campaign, and I know I've spoken to Susie and Furman a number of times, and there was times when they thought they would never open again. And just to see this fantastic place and the work they've done really I'm just grateful for being a part of it, you know.
You're killing me, Lindsay. I agree 100%, Peter. Yeah, congratulations to you. And you put yourself on a mission, and you all did it together. And all of you virtual pilgrims with Camino for Good, you did this too. And it's just so beautiful to watch this last albergue open. Well, not the last one, but our family of albergues.
Everyone is crying here.
I bet you got some misty eyes over there.
Well, I think
Yeah. So everyone is in tears here. So it's my turn to talk. And I'm not gonna tire to say that we saw the spirit of the Camino when the Camino was closed, you know. And I wanna talk not only for ourselves, I wanna talk for all the places like us that literally survived because of you, which means that we thought we had opened an albergue and we were the owners of that albergue. And legally, it's like that. But more than legally, now we realize that it's from all over the world. And it's the owners are all of you. And it's just not nice words. I mean, literally, most of you know that we, like others, were going to close. In our case, on top of the COVID, we had the roof situation. So all the things you have done for us, well, we're still having no words, and I can understand that people here still are in tears, you know. When I was talking with the constructor, the builders, about who was paying to them, they couldn't believe it. I promise. I mean, I remember having a conversation one day with 3 of the builders, and Peter was here, and I explained to them who was Peter, this crowdfunding thing, and people like you, Camino for Good. And they didn't understand why people from all over the world were putting his money for places like us, you know. For us, the Spanish people, it's not easy to understand this kind of generosity. And I just only have to say 3,000 million times thank you. So yeah, that's it. You want to say something? Okay.
I'll be speaking after.
So because of this, because all the effort you've done for us, and I cannot imagine all the effort that it's in the backstage of Camino for Good, but I guess it's been quite a lot. We had an idea, and I'm gonna introduce to Miguel, to all of you, because we wanted to do something for you. Miguel is going to explain to you all of this. And Miguel is the guy who is running one of the most remarkable albergues on the Camino, which is Fonfria. The albergue is called Reboleira. Maybe some of you have stayed there, and if not, and you're deciding to do the Camino, it's a must do. So they do a communal dinner in a rounded old house. His mother was very famous because, as we were saying, she ended up singing and dancing every night with the pilgrims. And now this is the next generation. Well, Miguel, before COVID, 1 month before COVID hit, took the decision to be the president of one small association. This association, it's Galegan Albergue Association. There were 20-something albergues in that association when he started, and he achieved to join most of the albergues, if not all the albergues, to be part of this association, which now are like 120 in this region of Spain, Galicia. And he's the guy who's been fighting for all of these albergues with the government during the last 2 years. I mean, he's very humble and very shy, but I can tell you this guy is the guy, okay? And he is gonna tell you some words now.
Join us, Miguel.
Thank you. Wonderful ones. Well, in fact, we have in Galicia this association of albergues, and when I started just a little bit before the pandemic, well, we have in a new situation. We were very worried, of course, about the albergues that there were in the association, but we were very worried about many others who was not inside. So, well, we try to make open the association and try to tell everybody, okay, let's talk together. Let's try to solve the situation together, and we try to put more inside. So, well, during this time, we was trying to explain the government and the administrations that the problems that we have in the albergues, the problem at the beginning, we have to tell them the problems that in the Camino with the COVID, because sometimes it's difficult to understand, but the administration and the government doesn't know about the Camino too much. So, well, they was not helping too much in the beginning. And suddenly one day I received an email from Camino for Good in our albergue, explaining that your project. In the beginning, we was receiving a lot of emails for too many bad things, a lot of them. In the beginning, somebody is going to give you money to help you in this situation. All the emails was like bad things. But okay, I spoke with I think it was Bill, and okay, I in the beginning I couldn't believe also, like from inside. But after to speak with you and make some sketch, I tried to help to put in contact with on some albergues, because we have contact with other associations in the Camino, and this is the only thing that I could do in this moment, because all the rest you did it. to help them and to make all this big work. So, well, I have to say that the same that Fermin said, that it was difficult for us to understand how our pilgrims from all over the world was trying to help with money in this very complicated situation that everybody has in their countries, to make the albergues survive. And even when I try to explain this to our government, they say they couldn't believe because you were doing what they should be doing, that you were helping us, you were trying to be worried about our situation when they was only worried about but many other things. But you understand very well how was the situation here, better than them that they are in here. So we were very proud to be part of the Camino ever, but in this moment it was one of the moments that we understand that Camino is something very, very, very special and very different from any other thing. I can't imagine that somebody helps a hotel in the beach. I want maybe 2 years ago, or 3 or 10. So I only have to say that well, we are very, very proud to be part of this, and we are very, very happy to have your help and to have this part of this project. And well, we from our association and from speaking with other presidents of other associations, we thought that we should make something for you, something to recognize your big project, your big help. but we didn't find anything big enough or anything good enough to tell you. So, well, the thing that we could do was I was trying to speak with most of them, and finally we make only, I don't know, you can say only a small book.
Oh, thank you.
Who was doing what Fermin make the text explaining what your project, your job, your all the things that you do. Well, it's long, but we put it. And finally, here we have some signs that I
Aw.
will tell you now. The associations that they are. First is the Association of Amigos del Camino Portugués. It's the biggest association of pilgrims in Portuguese. The president, Celestino, is the one sign. Yeah. The other one is Association of Caminos Vía de la Plata. The president is Filiberto Hernandez. Maybe you know that. Association of Camino Primitivo establishments. The president is Bernardo Niño. The Association of Empresarios Camino de Santiago in Fisterra y Muxía. This is Jesus Ángel Picayo from Solpor. The Spanish Federation of Association of Amigos del Camino de Santiago, Jorge Martínez Cava is the president. The Red de Albergues in Camino Francés, Enrique Valentín is the president. Me as a president of Albert, the association in Galicia, and the president of the Xacobeo, from the government of Galicia, the organism which is making all the things with the Xacobeo. So all them give you our best thanks, because, well, from you, it's like you are making the Camino more special than it. So thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you. That's really beautiful. Everybody give him a clap. You're muted, but we'll see that.
That's amazing.
Miguel, thank you so much.
I would like to say a couple of things. First of all, is that knowing how this country works, this is the first time that I've seen that all of these associations, is not a joke, it's just as real as I'm saying, do something all together. So all the effort comes from this guy. And I would like to say, well, a recognition for Bill. We are very sorry that he cannot see this, but he's been in our mind. And obviously our deepest condolences to the family. And he planted the seed, and we will take care of the big tree.
Aw. Thank you. It's my turn to cry. Thank you. Oh, that just, I know how I feel, and I'm sure all the other partners feel the same way. And you know, we're just so grateful as pilgrims that you do what you do. All of you albergue owners and the hospitaleros and all of you who take care of us when we're there on our journeys. And I know that's got to be what, you know, Peter's passion has been to be. He's just worked so hard to help Casa Susie get reopened. And, you know, I know everybody's in dollars and euros and everything, but, you know, I think it was 29 albergues and $76,000 or something like that. And I think I mean, we'll come back to touring Casa Susie, but I think this is probably a great time to just roll into, if it's okay, what we're doing, what our new mission is. And I will try to get through this. Susan, I'm going to you if I can't talk. One of our founders, and one of my best friends since I was 19 years old, great guy, Bill Austin. His daughter, Shaylin, is also one of our partners. And he passed away. I'm sure many of you saw our email and Facebook posts about that, but passed away on March 9th in a scuba diving accident, doing what he loved. And he had been sailing for 5 months and single-handed down in Mexico. And he was literally living a dream that he had had for a long time. And just a freak accident with the scuba diving, and we lost him. And so, you know, he is the one who talked me into going on the Camino the first time. And I was looking forward to walking one with him in the future, but he was with me in April. And so as a team, all of us in our Camino for Good family, we wanted to honor Bill and his passion for the Camino. He just believed everybody should go. And it was just in his heart. If you asked him about it or he brought it up, he was going to try to talk you into going. And I'm proof of that. And his daughter Shaylin also walked one with him. So what we decided to do was create the Bill Austin Legacy Fund. And we as of today are opening scholarship applications for pilgrims who need financial help in getting to the Camino and walking the Camino. That can be for transportation, for bag transportation, for gear, for lodging, for food. It's a fairly simple application, but you have to kind of have an idea of what you need the money for and all that. But we want to help people get there, because in our experience with Camino for Good and virtual walkers, you know, we've been so blessed by their stories and how much it meant to them to just even be able to walk it virtually. But a lot of times we heard people could not get there because of finances, or that they needed help and they couldn't afford to pay for someone to come with them. And so that's also an option for these funds. And so we're going to keep selling the virtual Camino app, Camino for Good app, which now has 3 routes, the Francés Norte and Finisterre Machia. And those funds will go towards these scholarships in honor of Bill. And as we are able to give the money away and we create new pilgrims, or help create new pilgrims, then they will now be ambassadors for Camino for Good and help spread the love and the story. And we know they'll be changed forever, just like we were. Sorry. I'm like you, Lindsay. I can't even say what I'm thinking. But that's basically it. So how can you help? I know that's what you're asking. We have a new page called the Buen Camino Experience, because we feel like with the 3 routes, it's really now an experience that you can just keep walking with us virtually. And so we are rolling out a new subscription model. We always had a subscription model, but now it is pay what you can, you know, whether it's $3 a month or $12 a month or $50 a month. These monthly subscriptions will help us build a very sustainable income to keep funds going into the Bill Austin Legacy Fund. And one thing I want to mention, which was just so serendipitous, is he has 2 daughters. I mentioned Shaylin earlier. She's one of our partners. And Mackenzie, brilliant young women, and he was so proud of them. And I've known them since they were born. They're beautiful, really sweet, caring people. And they had decided on their own, Mackenzie and Shaylin, that they wanted to do something that was going to help people get to the Camino. They had already decided to do a fund themselves, and then the partners were talking and decided to propose it to them. And when I called them to tell them what we wanted to do, we knew from that second it was the absolute right thing to do, because independently we had already all decided to do this. And so they're very honored that this is happening. And they will be part of the review process. When somebody applies, they will get to see that fund in action. They will get to approve, review and approve the applications, along with some of the board members from Camino for Good. And I just know it's going to help them. Every time somebody goes, it's going to help their hearts heal. And nothing can bring him back, but this was his dream. It was all of our dream, was to save the albergues, but it was just really in his heart to help people get to the Camino. And so that's what we're going to do. And I don't know, I can't even, I gotta put my glasses back on to see if there's questions or anything. Susan, can you think of anything that needs to be added? Or Lindsay?
Look, the only thing I've got to say, and probably doesn't slot right in there, but I'm just so sorry that Bill didn't get to see this. Like that would have, I just know what it would have done for Bill to see that. And it's just a great honor that, even now, that it just makes his life all the more poignant, I guess is the right word. Anyway, I know that doesn't fit into the program, but I just needed
Sure it does. Absolutely. Susan? Oh, you're, let me unmute you.
You'll have to unmute, Susan.
I did, yeah. I want to say, Miguel and Furman, I know the work that went into that book. So thank you so much. That was not easy to put together. And we're very, very, whoa, what a day. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I wish Bill were here. Bill would love the book too. So thank you.
Yeah, and we will get that in front of his girls so that they can see it too. I will actually be with them in July, so maybe I can somehow get it. We're celebrating Bill's life on July 16th. And I'm really hoping, within a matter of weeks, we are sending people funds to get them to the Camino. I'd love to be able to share with his friends and family in July what's happening. And we are opening up for donations, and so hope maybe his friends and family will also contribute to that. But go ahead.
Kelly, we have a couple of people that are saying now, tell us again, who was Bill?
Okay.
So would you go back over?
Yeah, sure. I can see a couple of people are coming in late. So Bill Austin was one of our founders. I mean, this came together very organically, and Camino for Good did. It was Susan's idea, and then she and I kind of brainstormed, and we brought Lindsay in, and then we brought Bill in, and then we brought Shaylin in, and that was our 5 core. And then we added Veronica and Fabio, who created the app. They loved the app so much and the mission so much that they asked if they could be partners as well. So Bill, I've known Bill since I was 19 years old, and I won't talk about how old I am now, but it's been a long time. And we raised our kids together and went on family vacations together. And he is the first person who ever introduced me to the Camino, because he walked it in, I think, 2012, like a while ago, 10 years ago. And so he was co-founder. He was such an integral part of, how the app looked and what it felt like to the pilgrims and the experience of it. And it was just so important to him that you could feel the Camino through our app. And he really pushed us all hard to make it the best that it could be. And we elected him to be our chairman of the board last year. And he did all of our finances. And most importantly, and it filled him with joy, he was our contact with all of the albergues. He didn't speak any Spanish, well, very little. And, but he managed to communicate the love that we had for all of the albergues, and he worked with them and got them the funds and figured out how to transfer funds from America to different places in Spain and Portugal, which, you know, once we got it, it was not so hard, but figuring it out in the beginning was interesting. But he loved coming to the partner meetings. We used to meet weekly, and he would come in and go, oh, and he'd tell the story about talking to the different albergue owners and passionately telling us our story, wanting us to approve every one of them. Because we voted every time, we all voted together unanimously to give those funds. And so he played a really big part in Camino for Good. But he, like I said, he passed away on March 9th, and he was missing for a couple of weeks. And we were so grateful that he was found. And but we'll celebrate him on July 16th in California, where he had his chartering business. And fun fact about Bill, when he went home from the Camino, he bought a boat and started a chartering business. And guess what his boat was named? Buen Camino. And so, you know, can you imagine the conversations, beautiful conversations he had with people on his boat? He had a captive audience to tell all about the Camino every time he had an excursion on his boat. But yeah, so that's how important it was. He literally named his boat after it. So anyway, I hope that explains it. And I can't see if there's any other questions. Okay.
Do we have any more questions? I don't see any.
Okay. So I would ask, I'm in charge of marketing this campaign of the Buen Camino experience. Lindsay, well, no, I'll do it after I'm done talking. I'll put a link to it. It would be great if you guys could share it on social media. Of course, we'll be doing that, or you could reshare our post. But if you could help us spread the word, I mean, it's going to take spreading the word to raise the funds to raise the money for the Bill Austin Legacy Fund. And, you know, we'll be transparent and upfront with how we're spending the money. And hopefully you'll be seeing posts along the way of our ambassadors for the Legacy Fund. And I know Bill's daughter, Mackenzie, who hasn't done a Camino, is wanting to do one this summer in his honor. So I'm hoping she gets to have that, feel that love and light before she ever even takes her first step. Yeah, Bill was a superhuman. Thanks for saying that. Lindsay, do you want to, I think I would love for everybody to hear more from Spain. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. Take it back to Casa Susie. And I don't know if people have questions specifically for you guys too, but just one more time, thank you so much, Miguel and Susie and Furman, for bringing that to us today. It meant a lot.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, I'm going to
the same. It would have been lovely if Bill had witnessed that. The disconnections that I had with Bill in the very beginning. Yeah, knowing what a good man he was. So yeah, but it's here now, and it goes with the legacy, as he does in the continuation of Casa Susie, because we really are here because of you. Because the middle of last year, you know, when we were thinking about having to sell, we actually didn't even know what we had to sell at that point, because, you know, we didn't have the roof. Then was our problem of, you know, it wasn't an albergue, so there wasn't even a home here for anybody. And what do? And then we managed to find jobs in the local pizza restaurant. And right at the end of August, when the government said, hey, you can open, we found, you know, a loophole that will allow you to have more than one person in your albergue. We're like, oh, we've got, you know, these jobs now, and we were earning some money, which was starting to help. We didn't know what would happen if we opened, but because of all of what you had done, I was going to let us down if I didn't open Casa Susie. And so even though it meant we ended up losing money, because then we had to get all our insurances up to date and all of those things, still needed to do it. And it was worthwhile. So of course, it's taken us right up until 20th of April we opened.
May.
I'm in a blur. I'm only on day 13 that we opened our doors. And we only gave ourselves a week to get prepared and get the word out there, but the word certainly got out there very quickly, and people were knocking at the doors and making phone calls. But I was explaining to Lindsay earlier, the day before we opened, there was someone standing at the door when I was cleaning. Oh, are you Susie? Yes. Can we say hello? Yes, come in, have a drink. You know, we started to chat, and they said, oh, we're part of Camino for Good. And one of them was called Susie, so she took a lovely picture outside with the sign. And they lived in separate parts of the country, and they came together. They were friends for years, and they were walking, and they started to tell me the story of what they were doing with Camino for Good, which they got a bigger group going. So they would catch up at the end of the day and say, you know, for example, they were walking into Santo Domingo, what they'd seen on the app, but then they were also sharing what they were seeing in their own streets. And they said they just didn't ever think they would get to the Camino, but because I think they did 3 virtual Caminos between them. And then they said, we've got to do the Camino. And there they were walking the Camino. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Yes, yeah, very special. And we had one little moment today, me and Lindsay as well, which was, I'll get you one.
Yeah. So when I did my 2018 Camino, I was in Saint Jean, and I went to the outdoor shop there, and there was a tiny little mug that had a carabiner. Now, personally, I've been known to lose lots of mugs throughout my time.
We're shuffling, sorry.
I've been known to lose lots of things. It's just part of my, I call it my superpower. But I saw a mug with a carabiner on it, and I thought, that's for me. And so I carried it all the way, and whenever I came to a Fuente, I'd unhook it from my pack and just drink. Everyone else is getting their water bottles out and all that sort of stuff, but I had it right there and then. And the only problem was it was too small. So I was on a mission. Whatever, I came back from the Camino, whatever was going to happen, that was going to be my life. I didn't know what that meant, how it was going to happen, no idea. And I thought, I know, I've done a reasonable amount of bushwalking, so I know what equipment I like and what I don't like. And I thought, I'll come back and I'll open an Amazon store. That was all the go back then. And anyway, it seems silly now. So I created this company, Camino Outdoors, which is about to close now. But anyway, Camino Outdoors, and I organised with China to get these mugs, but just the size I wanted them. I didn't want them the small ones that I had. Anyway, upshot is I decided not to do the, it was too much bloody work to do the Amazon store, trust me. So that wasn't going to happen because I'm not like that. Anyway, so I ended up with 100 of these mugs that I wasn't going to sell. And when Peter Albergard started the GoFundMe campaign, I thought, I can ship some to him. And so I ended up donating, I think 20 of the mugs because that's all I had my hands on at the time. 20 of the mugs to the GoFundMe campaign, and I think they made about $1,000 out of that. I mean, Peter was great in the way he sent things out. So anyway, I've probably now got about 60 of them left, and I've been giving them as gifts. And I gave one to Furman today, and told Susie the story about how they came about.
Maggie's got hers. She's holding hers up.
Yeah, Maggie's got hers. Yes. Anyway, it would have been 4 minutes after that. No, it wouldn't have been 4
No,
minutes.
you just walked up the stairs.
Yeah, I just walked up the stairs
Camino magic happened again.
and I hear this scream, Lindsay, Lindsay. And I go down, I thought, it can't possibly be for me. And I went down and saw that Susie was with someone. And I thought, oh, she's just greeted someone and she's all, you know, hyped, but you know how she is. Anyway, and then she called me again. I came down. So this guy from the Netherlands,
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, has one of these on his backpack. Had just explained to Susie how wonderful it was, and everybody wants one. Everyone who comes across, and there I am. They're sitting in Casa, Susie, with a mug from the GoFundMe campaign, and the guy who supplied them is right there, right at that time, and it was just like one of those.
It was just
one of those
magic.
God moments, you
Because
know.
he's
Like,
gone, I donated to the roof. I own a tile and I've got my mug, and I'm going, you're not going to believe the guy from the mugs is here. And he's gone, Peter. And I said, no, Peter's the GoFundMe. This is the real founder of the mug man. So everybody, yeah, we wanted to let Peter know that as well. It was incredible. Yeah, we took
The Camino is so good. I love it. That is a great story. I was sitting here thinking, where is Lindsay going with this story? Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you didn't tell me before. That was a great surprise at the end. I think I have some ideas for raising funds for the Legacy Fund with those mugs. Oh my gosh. Great story.
So I was wondering, with Susie and Fermin's permission, if I might give people a tour around. Will the Wi-Fi sort of work?
You can do it.
So if I can, I'll just take the computer. And
Absolutely.
you guys.
Wait,
you
can
guys-
hey Susie and Furman, real quick before we do that, how many pilgrims have you seen since you opened?
Well, we only have now 10 beds,
Right?
and then we've been open for 2 weeks, and most of the days we've been full. So
That's
just
great.
make the numbers.
Yeah.
That's great.
There's less people on the street today. Seems to be we might be in a bit of a wave. And then the next one comes through and we can fill that old buggy 3 times over. But
Yeah.
today, which is nice, it gets us to spend to do this, although there was a pilgrim from Japan checking in.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious and anyway,
Yeah, this is well.
let's do a tour.
Yeah. So I don't know how it's going to be me walking around. So I'm going to have to face it that way.
I'll let you know if it goes wonky.
So can I do up?
Of course, you can do whatever you want.
So in the renovations, where I'm taking you is actually a new floor. So it didn't exist before the before the funding. So what we've got now is this whole new level, and it was created because the way to do the roof, they had to have a stable platform in order for the scaffolding and ladders and so forth. So there's this new area now that's opened up for personal access, new skylights. And it's unbelievable to think that that didn't exist at all.
You go first.
Yes, thanks. Now-
That kitchen is so pretty.
So now we need to remember that I've never seen it before, so I don't know what it's like. But looking at the light on Maggie's face before, it's pretty awesome. So this is their new kitchen. And
Is
just
that where
going-
they welcome everybody, Lindsay?
No, that's
Okay.
down. This is their private area at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So we're privileged to go through. There's like what blew me away is just Susie's absolute creativity in all this. Like, it's just like everything is placed with so much love, you know.
Wow.
It almost doesn't, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it, everything that's gone into it. And she said 4 weeks ago, so there's the garden down there that Peter's been working on. Peter, and can you see the garden? Oh yeah, there it is, out the window. And this was and what she was saying, 4 weeks ago, the whole place was just full of dust. You know, if anyone's ever renovated, they know what that's like. It's pointless cleaning it because it'll just get dusty again. And they've just pulled together in that time to create this most beautiful space. And that's why I got overwhelmed, because, you know, I know that we've all been a part of it, private bathroom. Now I'm going down the stairs now to the actual albergue, and I don't want to show a pilgrim if there's without their permission. But I have placed, if you can see, one of our yellow arrow rocks right next to that beautiful heart rock. For those on the Facebook group know how significant the yellow arrow rock is for us. Okay. So so I'm at the entrance now. What can you see? Oh yeah, Casa Susie entrance. So this is the road pilgrims come up from. And so we're coming in the entrance now. This is the dining table. This is where people eat. It's the dining table there. That looks like a tandoori oven.
Susie's welcoming us right there.
Susie. Good day. I'll take you through.
Oh.
Albergue. We have 2 bathrooms. One is on that side. This is the bathroom. There's a shower in the corner, a toilet shower. That's it. Toilet and sink, and the other bathroom is equal as a shower and thing. This is the top bedroom. This is the penthouse. This has its own stall, light, and PowerPoint. And we have 9 further beds in this space.
I'm sort of looking over my shoulder here to try and capture it. Oops.
Very pretty.
We have a relaxation space with some beautiful Camino books. Thank you, Maggie. And we have this is the garden. We've got the big veggie patch, and it goes down to the river. We've got some fruit trees. So everything's organically grown, and that's what we cook the meals from.
Wow.
And now this is of great importance to me. This is the heater for winter?
Yes, it is. That was a donation mainly from the pilgrims, but one particular American guy gave a very large donation to get a heater in here for us.
And Fermin was saying that they've just recently adobe'd the wall, and because you used to have to clean between the
rocks.
Yeah, between the rocks. So you can see that white, where it's white now, makes it a lot quicker to clean.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, much cleaner space. This is an art installation from a woman I walked my Camino with her 2 sons, 12 and 16. And she travelled around the UK doing a talk to universities and churches about her journey with her sons. And she came before I opened with the boys, and she did this for me. So.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Very privileged, the original photos. Dinner's at 7:30, it's vegetarian.
Oh, what time do you lock the door?
We don't.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, I like albergues that don't lock
Thanks
the
so
door.
much.
My pleasure.
Just getting
Looking forward to all the Camino for Good crew and all the supporters to come to visit us.
Can't wait.
So there we have it. Oh, look at that. What a backdrop.
I don't know if everybody's, oh, there we go. You were a little frozen, so.
Oh, yeah. So I guess we've got 10 minutes. I wonder if anybody wants to say anything, if we can allow, if people can unmute themselves if they want to talk. I don't know how you want to work it, Kelly.
B.
Yes, hello, my name is B. I'm phoning from Norway. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, this was interesting. I'm just for the moment, I'm at work in the fjords, and I was getting this email. I've been following you for a little while, and I want to go to Camino for many years. It haven't never happened, and I take it as a sign that I suddenly popped up here with you guys, and just wonder which is the best year to go. Which month? Is it early spring or is it late? Is there any sort of new beginner tips how to start this journey?
I think spring and fall are a great time to go. I don't know if anybody, the summer is the more busy time, I think. And of course it's hotter. But Peter, did you want to answer that or you have something? No, okay. Yeah, I think spring and fall are a great time to go. I think fall has some interesting aspects of, you know, the fall leaves and the chestnuts and different things, but spring is beautiful with all of the wildflowers, the poppies and the canola, and it's an incredible time to go as well. But there's not a bad time to go on the Camino.
No, I guess not. But is it does it vary how long people go, or is it common that people go the whole trip in one go? Or
I think the important thing is that you go, and
yeah.
I think if you have 2 weeks, then do 2 weeks. If you have a month, then do the whole thing. It took me 6 weeks. I didn't rush through. A lot of people do it in 30 days and get home, but you know,
So
Bill, his first Camino, he did it in 56 days. He really took his time and he stayed at different places, and he was in a transition time kind of in between jobs. And so he took advantage of that. And I have met a lot of people on the Camino who were doing that. But I remember, I think it was our second to last night in 2018, I met these two ladies in a restaurant, and they did it in 5 parts. They did a specific section every year. It took them 5 years, but they did it together.
Okay.
And they went every, you know, so I think it's not about
Yeah.
finishing. It's not about finishing. It's about having the experience, and finishing is amazing, you know, but if you only
Yeah.
have a week, then start in Sarria and walk into Santiago. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it.
So just on that, in order to, the minimum amount you need to walk, and Maggie, you might be able to correct me if I'm wrong here, but is 100 kilometres. And the most common way for people to do, the minimum amount to get your Compostela, which is the certificate at the end, is 100 kilometres. And the most common way people get that is starting to walk from Sarria or Sarria.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the minimum you have to do to, I guess, be considered to have done the Camino.
Yeah.
So take a look at
Okay,
that and buy a book and get on the
Yeah,
Camino forum. Ivar's Camino forum is a great place to ask these questions, and people love to answer because everybody's so passionate. But
Okay.
I recommend the Camino forum for a lot of questions. And then there's Facebook groups too, that really
Yeah.
helped me before I went, just asking what I thought were dumb questions, but then you see everybody's asking the same questions that haven't been before. So
Yeah, and last thing, and to walk alone as a woman, no problem, you know, it's
no problem.
you. All right, thank
No.
you.
Yeah, it was great. I feel very safe, and albergue owners are, you know, a great resource as you go to kind of what's the next albergue or what's a safe place to be. And I never felt unsafe the whole time. And I've heard that from most women. Okay, thanks for the question, B. How about you, Peter? Can I unmute you?
Thanks, Kelly. I just want to take the opportunity to try not to cry, to congratulate you and Lindsay and the whole team at Camino for Good in just doing such a wonderful job in helping all the albergues, and just this amazing transition from helping albergues to helping people. I think is just a wonderful thing, and Bill will be smiling down wherever he is. And just want to say, Lindsay, enjoy your time at Casa Susie. It's very special. And a big hello to Susie and Fermin if they're listening. I'm working at Refugio Galselmo in Ravenel right now, and I've got to go. So just want to say thank you so much. So
I'm glad you could join us, Peter. Thank you.
Thanks,
No,
Peter.
thank you.
I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
And I think Jenny has something to say. I don't know where you are, Jenny. 50 people on here, so see if that was you there. Thank you. Oh, web link. Thank you for the reminder. There
Okay,
you go,
can you hear me
Jenny.
now?
Yes.
I am walking to work this morning in the US, so I apologize for the traffic noise, but I just wanted to say that my parents and I and two friends of ours walked the Camino in 2019, and Casa Susie was definitely one of our favorite albergues. And I also just wanted to share the story really quickly, that staying there that same night around that beautiful dinner table you showed, we met a Shakespearean actor also here from the US, and we've traveled around to see your shows in multiple places. And so I think that spirit of the Camino, like Susie, you brought it together. We've kept those connections even coming from your albergue, and to see it again this morning, renovated. It's just a beautiful treat. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to see it. I can't wait to go there myself. I definitely will make it there at some point. Let's see, I don't see any other hands up or questions. So I just shared the link to the Buen Camino experience, and basically what that is a landing page explaining about the Bill Austin Legacy Fund and about the subscriptions. Again, we, instead of a set amount on the subscriptions, we changed it to where you choose how much you pay. And we'll see how that goes. We're hoping people are generous and walk
also,
along with us.
but also not intimidated, you know,
Yes.
whatever, you know, we don't want people to be intimidated into paying any more than they can afford. Anything's appreciated.
Right. And hopefully with the subscription model, again, our goal in doing it that way was so that we can make the fund sustainable. And every month those subscriptions allow us to review applications and try to get people on the Camino as fast as we can. Mia, that's a good question. We're going to try, she's asking if, does this replace the fixed fee with the app, or if you have already paid the fixed fee, you still have access to the app. That is not going to change. This is just basically for new people. So, or if you wanted to sign up and do it that way, you can. I think we just wanted to try this to try to make it sustainable. I think we had most people signing up with the fixed fee, and that was what we needed at the time, was immediate funds. We weren't worried about sustainability in 2020. We wanted as much money as we could get as fast as we could so we could save the albergues. And so it was a really different mindset from what we're doing now, which is trying to achieve sustainability for the fund. And so, you know, I think it'll work. We definitely use some help spreading the word. As you can tell, we're all very emotional and very passionate about it. And Becky, thank you. We're overwhelmed with gratitude for all of you pilgrims that helped too. I think it's such a good feeling to see Casa Susie open. And this is, you know, all of our other albergues are open already. And so this is kind of, it's almost like sending a kid off to college or something.
Kelly.
Yes.
Susie wants to just have a couple of words.
I've got something to share with you.
Okay.
Miguel just showed me these two books. They were printed from 2020 to 2021. They were done from Colombia. There are 100 stories about the Camino. People have written in. When they've published them, they've published them in whatever the original language is, then in Spanish and in English.
Wow.
So it's 100 Camino stories from 2020 and 2021. And apparently, if you're walking the Camino, they're free in the tourist information shop in Sarria. And I just looked at them and I think they're really, really special. So if any of you are going to be walking soon, or if any of you maybe got friends on the Camino right now, maybe just let them know that these two little books are free in the tourist office in Sarria.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that. I
I
can't wait to read our book.
Thank you.
Oh, I know one little thing. Oh, thank you, Tanya. When I walked the Portuguese, I also went over and walked a week on the Francais before I had to get home to be with my daughter for some wedding festivities. And I got to go to a different albergue that we helped called Oasis in Vila Maior de Monjardim. And Lindsay just got to go there too, and he actually got to stay there. And so I stood in the foyer watching the people at dinner with just tears rolling down my cheeks, knowing that place, you know, specifically as I'm standing there watching it, that they made it and you all had a part of that. And I've got a video from there. I actually should post that on our Facebook, but you know, that joy is what I hope we can continue to provide through the Bill Austin Legacy Fund. And I believe we will. Starting on the 11th. Oh, cool. Go, Tanya.
So
I'm just getting ready to go on the Camino. Yeah, thanks for getting up early, everybody who came, and thanks for staying up late, all you Australians.
So, Tanya, are you going to be on the same one as Melanie? You probably don't know, do you? Sorry, that's off topic.
Yeah. Hold on. That's okay. No, she's going to be on a different one. I'm on the first one. She's on the second one.
Oh, okay, great.
Good luck with that. I'm sure it'll be beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. Lindsay, you want to close?
I'm too overwhelmed. All I know is I need to go to bed.
Lindsay traveled overnight to get there. Oh, bless his heart. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We're really, I'm so happy that over 50 people came and that we were able to announce that. So please help us spread the word and, you know, buen Camino in your daily lives. But I hope to see you on the trails.
Thank you. Wonderful, everybody. Wonderful.
Thank you, everybody.